For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Someone is being accused of biting the hand that fed her. She is my guest on this afternoon's NewsSpin program, and we'll be focusing on the Youth Economy Agency and the picture that's being painted by some individuals on social media. So stand by for that and a whole lot more between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon on this, the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. I'll be taking your calls later at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We are without the services of Amanda today, so ensure that you are well behaved in the chat room, and who knows, from time to time I'll be going through some of your comments. But let me say good afternoon to Natoya Popo. Welcome to the broadcast. We'll just take a short of you, ma'am, so the folks watching on YouTube and Facebook will see you, but they'll be hearing from you in just a moment.
All right.
But first, yesterday we reported of a shooting incident which occurred in the vicinity of the Grosile bus stand. And I reported then because, in the absence of official information, that there wasn't any major incident as a result of that shooting, but it turns out that a couple of vehicles were slightly damaged, and the police were on the scene, and who knows, a lot of other things of a serious nature could have occurred as a result of that shooting incident yesterday. To put things into perspective, we now have a report which was filed and aired last evening during the DBS News World by Zane Romulus.
Chaos and fear gripped this usually busy area as gunfire rang out in broad daylight. Witnesses say a hooded individual opened fire, leaving behind shattered windows, damaged vehicles, and a community on edge.
My windscreen, my side window, my mirror, and there's 2 holes to the front of my vehicle. So who's paying for that?
According to eyewitnesses, several shots were fired indiscriminately, putting both pedestrians and parked vehicles at risk. One woman who was not at the scene at the time says she rushed to check on her car after receiving a phone call.
I was at work and I got a phone call that your vehicle was involved in a shooting. Hilarious and horrifying as it was. I rushed to come and see what happened. But when I got here and, seeing that it was just a bullet hole in the car and nobody was hurt, I was grateful, but still horrified because, I think that it's unnecessary.
Community members are frustrated and fearful, questioning the rising levels of violence and its impact on innocent bystanders.
Stop this nonsense. Stop this nonsense. Too much violence going around in this place. We need peace. What are they fighting for? Can somebody tell me what are they fighting for? They don't even know. They're just fighting with each other, killing each other. Why? What are they accomplishing by doing this kind of nonsense? Putting people in expense? What is that?
The police were seen on site conducting investigations and taking measurements, but no suspects have been arrested.
There's this guy with the driving school. He's always laying down in his vehicle right there. If he was there, he could have been killed, If I was in my vehicle, the same thing, I would have been killed. Innocently on my own business. I have no war with nobody. My vehicle has no war with nobody.
Those affected are calling for swift action to bring the perpetrators to justice. Others are calling for a different approach to resolving issues.
Pray more, solve problems in a better way instead of, taking matters into our own hands.
This latest shooting highlights ongoing concerns about crime and safety in the area. Residents are calling for stronger interventions to curb the violence before more lives are lost. For the DBS News World, Zane Romulus reported.
Thank you very much, Zane, for this report, which was filed last evening during the DBS News World. Again, fortunately, no one was killed as a result of this act of violence which occurred yesterday. And again, the call is going out for those who are responsible for our safety to ensure that they do what is required, what is necessary, so that we can rid our streets of illegal guns and we could send the correct message to criminal elements in our country. That should slow them down, as opposed to them continuing to engage in such brazen acts. Along the way, we also have to commend the police. There's been an increase in police presence in various parts of the island, in particular the capital, but a lot more needs to be done. Another worrying issue, and we focused on it as well yesterday, stray cattle. And in this case, we reported yesterday 2 stray cattle venturing onto the lawn of a resident of Sunny Acres. That individual is Mr. Lionel Ellis, and I spoke with him yesterday, but we have a report as well on this, featuring again Zane Romulus.
For years, residents and drivers in areas like Chalk and Sunny Acres have had to deal with stray cattle wandering onto their properties, leaving behind a trail of destruction and mess. But beyond the inconvenience, there is a real danger. Roaming cows have been responsible for accidents and in some cases even fatalities. One frustrated resident shared his experience after 2 cows entered his property while his gate was briefly open.
This morning, while my gate was open for a few minutes, I got a call from neighbors telling me that there are cows on my property. You can probably see them in the background. 2 cows, which seem to be owned by a gentleman named Clinton. He came here a few minutes ago, and I told him that he must find a way to keep his cows out of people's property and off of the streets of Castries.
The resident, along with others in the community, is calling on local authorities to enforce stricter measures against cattle owners who allow their animals to roam freely. Beyond the nuisance to homeowners, cows wandering onto roads present a serious hazard to motorists and cyclists.
People have got killed by cows on the road. I'm saddened to see how this is allowed when there are agencies that are taking care of the roundabouts And every day if you drive around, you see cows eating the grass, messing up the flowers.
Calls are now being made for the relevant agencies to step in and implement solutions, whether through stricter fines, designated grazing areas, or impounding stray animals.
And where are the authorities? What are the authorities doing? That government after government, this thing continues. Somebody has to put a stop to it. Somebody has to say enough is enough. We cannot have cows roaming around the streets, endangering motorists, endangering cyclists, motorcyclists. One has got killed by a cow, and all we do is just talk.
For now, residents remain on edge, hoping authorities will intervene before another accident or incident occurs. Reach out to local authorities for a response, but so far there has been no official word on how they plan to address the issue. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. For the DBS News World, Zin Romulus reported.
And one other development to share with you, just remember last week this controversy which began on NewsSpin, the comments made by the leader of the parliamentary opposition referencing the death of a double amputee. He was taken to the OKE hospital, hopeful that he would be convalescing and released to his family. But this did not happen. As soon as he was released, moments later, he passed away. And the leader of the opposition said, regretted and lamented the fact, according to him, that the MP for Miku North, where the individual is from, did not do sufficient to ensure that he had some kind of recovery from that serious accident. Well, since then, we've been hearing from a number of people, including from the MP himself, who is the minister with responsibility for persons with disabilities. He spoke yesterday during a pre-cabinet press briefing.
A subdued Jeremiah Norbert met the press Monday at the pre-cabinet briefing. The Miku North MP told reporters that he hoped it would be the last day that he speaks on a controversy stemming from statements made by the leader of the opposition about assistance to him following a collision in 2021 that resulted in the amputation of his leg, and Norbert's subsequent claim that Alan Chasney's statement was a lie. To clarify the issue, Norbert made available to the press copies of his medical bills.
I have with me a receipt from Tapio to a tune of in excess of $70,000, and that expense was covered by my insurance, my personal insurance, Nagico insurance, and I made my co-payment. The ambulance that transported me from Tapio to VG, I have with me a receipt where Jeremiah Norbert would have paid for that ambulance. The air ambulance that took me from St. Lucia to Martinique, the fee was, I think, €5,400, or equivalent about a little over 17,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. My insurance again settled that bill along with my co-payment.
The Miku North MP went on to reveal that the hospital bill was in excess of 92,000 EC dollars, which was settled in part by his insurance and the balance by personal payments he continues to make. Jeremiah Norbert said he presented the bills to prove that no one, and certainly not the then UWP administration, met the cost. Norbert, who is the Minister for Persons with Disabilities, was however reminded by the press that Chasney did not state that financial assistance was given to him. Rather, his transfer to Martinique was facilitated.
It was not said in direct terms, but we would have facilitated Jeremiah, and we made a helicopter available for him. And to make it seem that when I made a statement to say that I did not receive any assistance, especially financially, through the then government, to make it seem like I was saying something that was untrue. What they did was what they would have to do for any ordinary citizen of St. Lucia, which is during a period where there was COVID, so ensure that the protocols were met so that I could have left St. Lucia to go to Martinique.
Following Norbert's claim that Chasney lied, DBS Newsworld reported on text messages between Philip J. Pierre and Alan Chasney on facilitating Norbert's transfer to Martinique. Asked whether he has verified that the conversation took place, Norbert responded,
I am not the Prime Minister, so I cannot tell you. I am not Philip J. Pierre, I cannot tell you. All I can tell you is if indeed the conversation, if indeed there is any sort of truth to the conversation between the two individuals at the time, there is nothing wrong in the Prime Minister, and if you have a private conversation, there is nothing wrong in any of them having conversations about what assistance could have been given to me, but is what followed the conversation. And it also speaks volumes about us being so careful, because if that is the route that we are going to take, to what we call to leak out a conversation to deal with something.
Jeremiah Norbert again entire controversy. The statement by Alan Chasney that Norbert failed to provide timely intervention to one of his constituents in the aftermath of a vehicle accident. That constituent became a double amputee as a result, was discharged from hospital and died by evening. While Norbert repeated that the Labour Party, out of respect for the privacy and dignity of all, does not reveal assistance given to individuals, did not address as well the broader issue of the shortcomings in the healthcare system. For the DBS Newsworld, Lisa Joseph reporting.
I'm sure you have not heard the last or the end of this particular discussion. It will no doubt continue on NewsSpin in the coming days. Let me turn my attention now to Natoya Popo, and she is my guest on this afternoon's NewsSpin program. We'll have a discussion, and later, of course, we'll be taking your calls. But what really sparked this? Let us take a look at what really sparked this. We'll play you what happened on social media, what was posted on social media yesterday.
A wise man once said, the biggest disability in life is a bad attitude. Where is the support for young entrepreneurs?
What?
Where is the investment in our talent? La Pani pièce.
What?
We continue to cry. We need opportunities. We need real policies that will allow us to rise.
We on the right path.
Whenever you ask entrepreneurs in St. Lucia what's one of the main challenges they're facing, all of them will tell you access to finance. And I would say the youth economy directly addresses that gap.
A wise man once said, the biggest disability in life is a bad attitude. La Pani pièce.
Now, folks, bear with me. I'll be playing in its entirety right now that contribution that was made during the Sunday Live of the Opposition United Workers' Party by Natoya Popo, which resulted in this whole production being put together and aired on social media yesterday. For context,
I've been here watching, analyzing, and trying to make sense of what's happening with our beloved nation. Because clearly the slogan says they care about us, putting people first. Or the famous one that just came about, Philip cares. How can our government claim to care about the youth, but with every opportunity we have to excel and succeed, we are crushed? We are being suffocated at every turn. Everything we try to do as young people in this country, we are crushed. There is always a red tape, and then we are blamed because we are young people. A wise man once said, the biggest disability in life is a bad attitude. But let me make one thing clear. We are not the ones with the disability. The system is broken. It is time we stop accepting disrespect, mediocrity, dismissal performances, and deception at its highest, just because we are young. Enough of the empty promises. We are tired. No last. Philip no last. Labour Party no last. No passa point encore. Our constitution defines youth as someone between the ages of 18 and 35. And guess what? We understand exactly what is happening. We have had enough of the handouts, the red tape, the victimization, and the lip service. We don't need charity. We need policies. We don't need sympathy. We need opportunities. We need real policies that will allow us to rise, to build, to sustain ourselves and our families. We are not pawns in your games. Tonight, I am sending a strong and unapologetic message to the government of St. Lucia and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Stop playing politics with the youth. We are not pawns in your game. We are not chess pieces to move around strategically to serve your own interests. And we will not be used as well-sharpened tools to protect your grip on power. We are the future of this nation, and we will not be ignored. Where is the investment in our talent? La Pani Pies. We continue to cry. We continue to beg, and we continue to plead. Look at the athletes. Darren Sammy, Johnson Charles, Julian Alfred, Naomi London, just to name a few. How many more could St. Lucia produce if we had real investment in sports? This government loves to boast about their success, but what did they actually do to create that success? What are they doing to ensure we produce even more champions in the future? Let me tell you, they board in planes, they're going on live, they're taking pictures, and they say that's how we support our athletes. That is not how you support the athletes. You create an avenue for them to flourish. Where are the programs? The training facilities, the scholarships, the investment in the young athletes who have potential to make us proud. Instead, we take credit for their success and their hard work, and we have done nothing. Where are the opportunities? All we hear is Alan did this, Alan did that, Alan Fessi, Alan Fessa, or Alan ki paka fini. As if we are entertained by petty politics and parties. But what about the real issues? Because some say, oh, party, ki paka fini pies. Where is the support for young entrepreneurs? Where is the infrastructure for agro-processing? Where are the certified manufacturing facilities and packaging facilities? Why is it easier to ship produce from Grenada to the US but not St. Lucia? Did you know that Grenada exports 45 tons of golden apples a week? Yeah, wow. Yet St. Lucia, rich in agriculture and resources, for instance, breadfruit, golden apples, peppers, and pineapples, not even forgetting the mangoes, is struggling to do the same. Can you imagine that when the world is claiming that St. Lucia has the best breadfruit in the world, we cannot ship not even a box? Why? Because the government is too busy fetting while our agriculture industry dies. The simple process of starting an application that takes 3 years, they've been in government for 4 years. You'll have to cut l'année if you pass off your application not toujours. Who in this government actually cares about building a sustainable future for all of us St. Lucians? No, they like to give us handouts and keep us struggling. Our country is in the worst state it has ever been. And trust me, I am being kind when I say that. Healthcare is at its lowest, but they stand before us boasting about universal healthcare. Free this, free that. But free what exactly? What new benefits have they given? What new benefits have they introduced? Are you telling me that rebranding something that's already there and you're telling me that you're giving something free? Come on. Hasn't free healthcare always been available for elderly with all the health welfare centers in the world and even in St. Lucia? So tell me, where is the real progress? Why wasn't true universal healthcare expanded to hospital visits and admissions for our elderly? The government is taking people for fools. St. Lucians are struggling to survive, and we hear PIP cares. Let's talk about reality. By calculations, the average St. Lucian needs $1,500 to survive. Let's not even count rent in that amount. But we all hear this uncaring government, gouvernement qui Pamela Botno. Inflation is global. Inflation is global. We have no control over it. Yes, inflation is global. But what are the global leaders doing? They are implementing strategic ways to ease the burden on their citizens. But all we hear is protect the victory in St. Lucia. So my question is simple. What has this government done to ease the suffering of the people? Is this leadership or is this a circus? Because 4 years of being in a circus, I don't want to stay there anymore. I'm not in Mexico. I'm not anywhere else. My Flabo family, let's not pretend. Instead of leading, this government spends taxpayers' money to attack, mock, violate, and silence anyone who dares to disagree with them. Are we witnessing the rise in authorization in St. Lucia? No. In this country, we want ourselves and for the next generation. Are we really going to sit back and allow this dangerous trend to continue? Enough is enough. The young of St. Lucia, listen to me carefully. We deserve better. We demand better. We cannot keep accepting crumbs while the few at the top expand their wealth at our expense. We need leadership that does more than talk. We need leadership that delivers real solutions, eradicate poverty to create opportunity and to build a sustainable future for us all. Mamai Flabo, Jen Mamai et nation, nuka mado put dubut ep Flabo. It's time for change. Stand with me, stand with the youth. Let's take back our future. Let's tell Philip we don't want the way he cares. We care in a different way and we want policies for change.
I just heard and saw Natoya Popo delivering that presentation during the Sunday Flabo Live that took place on Sunday. Welcome to the broadcast again, ma'am.
Thank you again, Tim.
All right, so you saw what happened after this presentation. You came under attack. What are your thoughts on this?
It goes back to my speech on Sunday evening. That if you disagree with this present administration, you'll be slandered, you'll be victimized, you'd be tried to silence, intimidated. And this is a perfect example of why my speech was correct. And this speech is not centered around, and they've blown it out of proportion, to say that you are a recipient of youth economy and yes, you're coming out and speak. Yes, I have not made any statements ever that I am not a recipient of youth economy. There are criteria, you have to meet the criteria, and if you meet those criteria, you are a recipient. And let's make this clear. So every operative of the St. Lucia Labour Party understands this. The first grant that was given to me by the youth economy was underneath the Taiwanese Angel Fund, not Philip JP's money. I did not go to Philip JP's pocket. I did not open his wallet and take any $5,000. Nor did Philip JP sign any check for me to give me $5,000. So the operatives who have nicely doctored the documentation and put it on social media who said she received $5,000 of Philip JP's money, this is totally incorrect. I received the money from the youth economy, which is a program centered around young persons. I have encouraged, I have praised this initiative, and I have said openly that any administration who comes, that they should keep this economy and further put emphasis, put the resources in order for it to make it more impactful, in order for it to reach more entrepreneurs, but also in order for them to empower and be able to train, because you find that they try to cluster the training in 1 week or in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, and then you find that you feel overwhelmed. If you're not strong-minded, if you're not determined, that you will feel that you overbear, that you're overwhelmed with all the information that is clustered in that short space of time. And I have expressed that to officials on both sides. So for me to be under this line of attack and saying that you are a recipient from youth economy, this is just laughable to me. It makes me wonder, okay, did I not know this was coming? Yes, I knew it was coming because I clearly know how the St. Lucia Labour Party operates. And I welcomed the challenge on social media last night. And I responded strategically to ensure that persons understand the background. I did not center my speech only on entrepreneurship. I centered my speech on various sectors which affects youth in this country.
But the impression has been given that you are ungrateful considering the assistance that you received from the Youth Economy Agency.
How am I ungrateful? If I met the criteria, I did my work, I did my part, right? I'm contributing, $5,000 was given, right? And we're looking at $5,000, which was to purchase mere equipments, right? And you look at this in generating revenue that actually helps in the economy. Now, if we look at the other $5,000 that you have to go through a process which is not through the Taiwanese, this is also accumulated by your own tax money. So you want to now tell me that I'm biting the hand that feed me, but didn't I also pay tax that accumulated to that amount? So let's do the calculations. because we seem to try to belittle young persons and to think that we're going to sit back and some young persons are going to feel intimidated and they're not going to respond. But at the end of the day, let's look at the facts. The facts is clear. There is nowhere did I state that I did not receive funds from the youth economy. So for my image to be plastered all over social media, and funny thing is, the images that are being plastered all over social media are nowhere to be found on the youth economy's page, which now makes me question the integrity of the agency. And I have never questioned the integrity of the agency, which now makes me question, is the confident information of each and every recipient, is it safe? And now I know I'm going to come under fire for that statement that I just made. To the point where I'm reading on social media that they should retract and make me pay back all the money. Pay back all the money for what? For asking questions. Where is the sporting facilities? Where is the agro-processing facilities? You can go in various islands around the Caribbean and you can get manufacturing facilities that you can package, that is FDA approved, that has all the international licenses that an agro-processor would need in order for them to go there, manufacture their product, label it, and ship on an international market. We don't have that avenue in St. Lucia. We cannot export produce freely in St. Lucia because it's not on the list in the United States. It's not on the list for various other places. So you're telling me that I should not ask these questions? The questions that I ask hits health, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Agriculture. There are various ministries. So why aren't the officials, quote unquote, not responding? Why did it take St. Lucia Labour Party operatives to now think that attacking me on social media will silence me or intimidate me? It will not silence me. I have advocated for youth for years. I have been a philanthropist. When I'm handing out stuff to less fortunate persons, you don't hear me saying, oh, are you an SLP operative? What party who did you support? You don't hear me ever asking that question. And if persons are honest with themselves in St. Lucia, they'll remember that when nobody wanted to talk about the taboo subjects, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, mental illness, Natoya stood and Natoya spoke for all those who were voiceless. So for me to receive phone calls from officials to tell me that I should retract my statement or that I should only speak on the positives that are happening in this country, I will say no. I'll continue to speak on both the positive and the negative, no matter which administration is at the helm.
You said you received calls from officials. Can you
Correct.
identify who are those officials?
The persons who contacted me know themselves, both in the ministries and the agencies that have contacted me to ask me to retract statements, to clarify, and to say that, oh, if you say that nothing is being done or there's a red tape, that persons will think that the agencies that you have gone through are the ones giving the difficulty. The truth of the matter is, if people are honest in this country, they will tell you that if you go to one agency, that one agency will give you that requirement, that next agency will tell you that's the requirement, that next agency will tell you that requirement. And then when you actually get to the main agency, which is supposed to provide you the license, all of those requirements, you never needed them in the first place. So now you have spent that little money that you are coming up as an entrepreneur. And then if you actually reach at the final point, you're so motivated, you're so determined to actually get there. Because there's so much red tape. I don't know what tape they want me to call it, if it's purple, black, blue. It is actually red tape. If you go in Google and you type red tape, you'll get a definition. We need to stop making everything political. And like I said last night, this is not even about a political statement. This is national pride on standing up for what is right and standing up for what needs to be done. I'm asking questions because we as young persons in this country need the guidance. We need to flourish. We need to succeed. We cannot keep blaming young persons and saying, oh, because of young persons, the crime rates are going up. But then what are the avenues? Because every young person cannot go under youth economy. Let's be real. Okay, so if we're looking at youth economy, because that's the economy everybody has blasted me on, including officials, right? There was boost under Alan Chastney. The same Alan C. and Alan Sa and Alan C. Sasa. The same Alan Chastney that they're asking me questions on and they circulated my image with. There was boost. All the Labour Party has done is now take boost and rebranded it into youth economy. Alan promised $10 million. He put in 20. How much has this Labour Party put in? How much of the money pumping into the youth economy is actually going to the entrepreneurs? Because we also have to look at the functioning of the youth economy. Salaries, rent, utilities, etc. So now if we really want to have a fruitful discussion, let's go.
You ever expected that kind of backlash as a result of you appearing on the platform of the UWP on Sunday?
I expected some form of backlash, but I did not expect it to go to that magnitude. Because like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, I know how the Labour Party operates. They will try to silence you. They'll try to intimidate you. But to try to silence me as an advocate, as somebody who has spoken even when persons say it was taboo, it's funny. I have sat at radio stations and openly said that I am a rape survivor. I am a verbal abuse survivor. And I've shared my story live on air to the point where you have callers calling in and now expressing them going for rape and how they would like to speak to somebody that they'd feel that they're looked down upon because of their gender. So for you to tell me that I will not speak on something else that's affecting persons within this country, it's funny.
How do you think this fallout is likely to impact other people, young people who want to benefit from the youth economy program?
This fallout, like I said, it now makes one question the integrity. Because I was not the first one to make the comparison that the images being circulated is nowhere on the youth economies page. Several other young persons sent it to me, persons that I have never spoken to. So now you're going to tell me that I now have to question where I put confidential information. I'm not saying to any young person, don't visit the youth economy. You can. You can get the guidance. You can go in. You can ask the questions. If you meet the criteria, you will get the funding. But let's be realistic. If your business needs $150,000, $250,000, $5,000 being given to you is a scratch in a bucket. It's a scratch in a barrel. This is like giving an attorney monies to provide you some form of letters and just start the process for you to get licensing. This is like getting 2 machines. This is like, so let's dissect it here a bit. I'm asking, where are the policies to help us flourish? So we have no policies. We have $5,000. Where if we had policies in place, that $5,000 could have gone 10 yards. It is now only going 3 yards. But then we continue to slander and ask questions. Weren't you a recipient of Philip JPS $5,000? Let's be realistic. Let's watch at the facts. And not watch at who's making the statement, but watch at the real facts. Because at the end of the day, Natoya Popo, I'm not the only young person in this country. And to attack me on the eve of our independence is even more funny. Because now you're trying to infringe on my democratic right. We are an independent country. There's freedom of speech. I can independently think for myself to speak. And for the operatives to say that I was drugged before I read the script. I did not read a script. I sat down and I wrote my speech within an hour. Because I understood what is going on in this country. And like I continue to say, no matter which administration is at the helm, I will speak. And I will continue to speak.
What do you think that says about the democratic process in St. Lucia and the right for people to speak freely and also to associate as well?
The democratic right. Right now, what has happened within the last 24 hours, it just proves that we do not have democracy in St. Lucia. That if you do not support a specific political party, that you need to shut up. Take the crumbs, shut up. Take the handouts and just shut up. Just say, okay, I received it, so you know what, it's fine, and just smile. No. We need to show our young people that they need to stand up, that they need to have a voice, that they need to be able to agree and disagree constructively.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We're due for a break. When we come back, we'll continue the discussion and open the line to take your calls. My guest is Natoya Popo. Stay with us.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's funeral home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbutai at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
NewsSpin is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucilac is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucilac's EV stations. Lucilac electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
This Valentine's, double the love, double the flavor, and double the crunch at KFC. From February 1st to February 14th, get the double crunch offer for just $25. That's 2 crispy strips, 2 pieces of chicken, 1 regular fries, 1 refreshing 16-ounce soda, all packed with love. But wait, there's more. 1 lucky customer will win an all-inclusive weekend for 2 at the Royalton Hotel. To enter, simply purchase the Double the Crunch offer, write your name and number on the receipt, and drop it in the entry box at any of our 5 KFC locations. More love, more flavor, more reasons to celebrate this Valentine's Day. Only at KFC. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full-body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. But you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vidbutai. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
Taco Thursday
Thursdays at Senior Snapper from Thursday 13th February 2025 and every Thursday.
St. Lucia, your Thursdays just got a whole lot better. After work, there's only one place to be. Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar.
In Grizzly Town, that is Marie Therese Street.
Live DJ, fresh tacos, and island vibes. What more do you need? Tacos for just $10 plus 2-for-1 margaritas and mojitos to keep the good times flowing.
Thursdays is Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We take your calls right now at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Quick contributions or questions, we have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Miss Popo. How
Good
are you
afternoon, sir. I'm good.
doing? Yes, Miss Popo, I have to say I admire your strength.
Thank you.
And I heard about this thing that you went through when you came out in the public on the radio. It gives me chill to hear how strong you are repeating those stuff. But I must applaud you because it's high time that our young people stand up against, the disgusting behavior of politicians and the way our institutions operate in the country. I must say, no one can take that away from you because I, for one, have been preaching the very same thing on how most of the administrations that we've had, there's many opportunities that they don't give, make available, I should say, to the young people. Because we tend to look at our young people as if they're useless and they do not have talent. But I can see there are a lot of talented people. However, it's making resources available. And you mentioned something about having like a place where you guys can go and package and stuff like that. You see, this is how you put the cart before the horse. Because if the government put in the infrastructure first and then put in those programs, it would be better for you as an entrepreneur.
Correct.
Because here's the problem. That 5,000 that they're claiming to be giving entrepreneurs, this is minuscule. Because when you start in a business off the ground like you guys are trying to do, and there's zero infrastructure in place for y'all, there is zero resources in place for y'all. It makes it even harder. And if anyone knows about business, it takes 6 to 2 years before you can get your business. 6 months to 2 years to get your business off the ground.
Correct.
And for when I listened to the tip team played there about how this Labour Party is basically trying to discourage you as a young person. Let me tell you, it is evident that those that claim to be for you are against you.
Correct.
Because if you cannot speak up when you really need to speak up, my dear, I feel very sorry for the position that you're in, but I am proud of the way you speak up. You disrespect no one. It's high time that we as a nation understood that the power lies within us. And if we allow people to trample on our very rights that was given to us by the constitution of our country, then we're failing this country that we dearly love. And I appreciate you that you're speaking up. And I wish a lot of young people would look at you. And it's people like you we really need in this country. Not some of the fools that we have that they get bought for $1. I hope you do very well in that little business that you start, although to be honest with you, there is a lot of obstacles you will face. There is one obstacle that you will face. I don't know if you've seen it. This pot that is no longer in government hand. This will be a problem when you have to export because prices can be very high.
Correct.
So I am saying to you, I wish you all the best. Just to move on a little bit, Tim, you played a clip about Mr. Jeremiah Norbert. Let me just go quick on this. Jeremiah Norbert needs to understand how words work, because Alan Shastney never said that he paid for any medical bills for the young man. You see, these guys need to stop this nonsense in the country. Because if someone facilitates something, he never said he paid for it. He made everything run smooth so you could get out of the country as quick as possible. That's what he's saying. So he is asking you to do the same for your fellow men, because you're responsible for that very sector that he once helped you with. You know, and it's time that we wake up in this country. Tim, honestly, it is a shame listening to these guys. These guys have no integrity, zero. You know, coming out with the bill. You see, this young man in Grozile couldn't show the document that how he obtained this land. Why he didn't show the document as to how he obtained the land to pay it? He wouldn't do that. But this guy, he quickly come out with this bill because his insurance is paying the bill. Who he expect to pay the bill for him? Who he really expect to pay the bill for him? Why is it now he's in office? He's not fighting for the hospitals and put in stuff in place so that every citizen in this country can have the very same opportunity he had to fly to Martinique. Why is he not putting stuff in place?
Okay, Connor. Thank you so much for your contribution. You too. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hi, good day, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, I see you picture a bunch of situations that involve people who lack principle. I will start with the minister, Mr. Jeremiah Norbert, and I'd just like to say that there's nothing wrong. First of all, this is so unnecessary because there's nothing wrong with Mr. Shastney facilitating, him getting medical care. And he could have just admitted that. And, first of all, it's lazy politics there, because instead of just admitting that he helped him to receive medical care, he just plain out said that it's a lie. And I find that the politics is just lazy. There is a lost art in politics now. People just, it's so easy to just see that he lied instead of talking about another issue or putting it back on him. Hello?
Yes, caller. All right, thank you so much for calling, sir. And let's not forget that we have a guest in studio. So let's focus on the issues pertaining to her. We have a comment. It says there, quick question, is the youth economy for SLP people or St. Lucians? So why is this used against anyone who speaks against this government? We have a call on the line.
Question.
Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hello, good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon to your guests.
Good afternoon.
Tim, I just want to point out to St. Lucians what is happening with this St. Lucia Labour Party government. Here they are taking taxpayers' resources to try to buy allegiances and to silence individuals. It means that once you as a St. Lucian citizen who is a taxpayer, who is entitled to the privileges and benefits that could be derived from your country, if you're not singing their song, if you're not aligned to them, then what you can expect is for them to attack you as they have done in this case. Tim, this is not the first time they are doing it. This is not the first time they have done it. You saw before, and even in the clip with Latoya, they showed Yilvan Montout, who is also a recipient of the resources from the youth economy. And that is because Yilvan Montout is the son of Spider Montout. Okay? Now, tell me, is this a partisan program? To qualify for assistance in that program, do you have to be a Labour Party member or supporter? You know, and that is typical of the Labour Party. It is no different to what we see Richard Frederick, you know, their most prominent minister doing. We see from time to time, over and over, Richard Frederick on his program, okay, going out and advertising to the world how he did this for that person and he did that for that person, you know. And especially if you think that you did not support him or you're not supporting him or you dare to speak out or criticize, that must stop in this country, because that in itself is an attack on democracy as we know it in St. Lucia. And at the end of the day, government is the government of St. Lucia. The government is not the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party. The resources of government is the resources of the citizens of this country. And every citizen of this country is entitled and has a right to the resources of this country. And when they begin to do things like that, you know, it clearly says that all they are interested in, all they're concerned about is politicking and causing everything to be along partisan political lines. And it is a shame and a disgrace for our government to be operating in that manner. And when you talk about the youth economy, first of all, it is my understanding that more of the money goes to paying salaries. And you know to whom they are paying those salaries?
Wow.
To supporters of their party. So what economy is it? It's a Labour Party membership economy it is. Okay? And these are the things that they have to look at. Make it more efficient. Put out more resources for the benefit of young people in this country. And if the young people got the contribution based on merit, they have no right to come out there and chastise and castigate them just because they have spoken out or they are associated, assume that they are associated with any other political organization other than the St. Lucia Labour Party. And if your mother, father, whoever is associated with any other party, you should not be attacked in the manner that they are doing. But I despise that approach of the St. Lucia Labour Party, and St. Lucians should take note of that and understand what is slowly happening to us. We are becoming a one-party state if we allow this nonsense to continue. Now, in ending, Tim, let me just say this to you. I salute Latoya Popo for her courage to stand up and let them know that she will not be intimidated. And that is the way all St. Lucians have to go. Make politicians understand, as a St. Lucian, you will not be intimidated by any politician. You will not be intimidated by any political organization. And the St. Lucia Labour Party, with the likes of Richard Frederick, Philip J. Pierre, who is the Minister for Youth Economy, will not allow yourselves to be intimidated or dictated to by them when you receive what is rightfully yours as a St. Lucian citizen. I thank you, Tim. Good afternoon. Have a good day, Latoya.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Spider.
Former government minister in the previous administration. 4522979, WhatsApp calls and messages 7162026. Another call on the landline. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hey, pleasant good afternoon to you, Timothy, and your listeners all over the world, PW, on the line. First of all, I would like to commend your guest on this program, because in her speech, she said many things that resonate. Take, for example, a loan. The youth economy alone, Timothy. Timothy, I remember a few years ago, I went to get a loan, and I needed about roughly probably $10,000, Timothy. And because of my salary, the lender is saying to me, you know what? We can only give you $5,000. So guess what? You're short of 5, and he's only going to give you 5. Where are you going to get the other 5? You probably have to go to another lending institution to get the other 5. So guess what? Or you have to borrow from a friend, so you have 2 loans to pay. So, you know, entrepreneurs, especially young people, are getting themselves all wrapped up in loans to develop their business. The amount of money sometimes you need to get this business forward, this youth economy most times will not be able to give you that amount of money. And sometimes, you know what happens? That can bring the downfall of your business. That can bring the downfall of your business. Even though you have the zeal to succeed and you have the blueprint to succeed. Another thing this young lady pointed out was salary. To survive, you know, I am one of the advocates that have called your program many times and talk about that roughly $2.50 US an hour. Roughly it takes $1,500. If you're not getting $1,500 in this country as a salary, you understand, you can't survive and save, you know. With all these bills, especially if you are renting a house or you are paying a loan. Our salaries are too low in this country. You understand? The minimum wage is too low. Forget about what these entrepreneurs tell you, these people tell you, that if the minimum wage increase, they'll close down your business. Could you imagine you running a business, if you can't pay $2.50 US, you know what happened to you? Either you make your sons and daughters work for you, your uncles and aunts, or you make your relatives work for you. But don't try to give a stranger that kind of salary. So I'm saying that what the young lady said, $1,500 would only hit the minimum for what you need in this country to survive. Madam, keep on doing the good work, keep on coming out and expressing yourself about what is wrong in this country. Don't be afraid to say it, and people that know what is happening in this country will always know that what you're saying is the gospel truth. Thank you, Timothy, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, caller.
Your reaction to the comments we've had so far?
So far, the callers are actually getting the message, and the callers are actually getting the questions that I've asked. And if you're a like-minded, thinking person, you would actually sit and dissect what was said in the speech. And these are questions that you can go anywhere in St. Lucia and they're being asked. But who's brave enough to come forward? And then while we're listening to callers, I'm going for my messages and the screenshots. So let me answer the Labour Party operatives who are still on Facebook as we speak and as we're live on air, who continue to spread that I'm a potential candidate of the United Workers' Party. Let's make this abundantly clear. Natoya Popo is not a potential candidate. Natoya is an advocate for youth and women development in the country of St. Lucia. Natoya Popo is not going up in the next general election. The resources that are being wasted to go after me in paying operatives and to do your ads and to do your videos, use these same funds and resources to start implementing policies and projects that will propel the youth and St. Lucians to succeed. Stop focusing on Natoya Popo and focus on what is not being done and what needs to be done.
And there's nothing wrong if you decided to throw your hat into
Absolutely
the political
nothing.
arena. There's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes people give the impression, some of those hacks give the impression that if you intend or if you are asked to contest elections on a particular ticket and that party is not the party that they're supporting, then you have done something that is very close to a treasonous act.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up. Just like Rush Clark. We look at how he's been slandered as a young person coming into the political arena. I say to you, brother man, stand up for what's right. Continue to fight for your constituency. I, on the other hand, will continue to fight and stand for the nation. Okay? I'm going to continue to listen to those persons who are not brave enough to come forward, who are not brave enough to ask the questions. I will continue to ask the questions. And you can continue. And listen to me carefully. Every operative of the St. Lucia Labour Party, inclusive of the hierarchy of the St. Lucia Labour Party, continue to come at me, Natoya. Continue to come at me. My back is broad enough. I represented St. Lucia without any support from St. Lucia. So that's to show you how broad my back is when I battle against over 60 different nationalities representing St. Lucia as a young entrepreneur. Okay, I was not even established yet. But given the uniqueness of one of my products that I manufacture, I was able to secure that spot. The only finalist coming out of St. Lucia. 20-something applications.
We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim. And I also want to say good afternoon to Miss Popo.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Now, Tim, I have to agree with Miss Popo, especially as it relates to the youth economy and the victimization that exists. We must understand that we live in a climate where business continues to grow and the cost of operating a business continues to grow.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with young people who require business development, that is over $60,000 just to start a business.
Precisely.
$5,000 to a business is just a drop in the bucket. It's just 5 cents. It is not feasible to start a major corporation in order to form economic development on this island. So if you look at the economy, it's like current. That's why we translate it to currency. It moves, it changes trade and development. How are we invoking that in our young people? How are we developing them with just $5,000? It is not sufficient. I am a recipient of the youth economy. I can say that honestly and truly. But in my business, which is media, when I got my goods, it was in 2025. When I applied, it was in 2023.
Wow.
If I have to look at the business landscape and its development, I would have missed out on major opportunities in terms of acquiring income, development, and opportunities while I'm waiting. And even then now, I've already found other means to get the business done while I'm waiting to acquire the goods. And I ask myself, is it really necessary? And was all of this trouble worth it? So when you can put young people on a platform where they can advocate, it's like if you're in a household that has abuse in it. If a child is in a household and the parents are abusive but feeding them, is that reason and cause for the child to talk or express how they feel?
Precisely.
No. If there is a situation in the country, whether you are whether you're from the south or from the north or wherever, if there's a situation, you must speak on the matter. You are a St. Lucian overall. It is called the Youth Economy Agency, not the St. Lucia Labour Party Economic Agency. So we must understand that in governance you have opposition and you must take a stand to adhere to the principles and values of the land. So if you can prove that you are bashing Ms. Popo for taking a stand and addressing the issues at hand, then you are feeding into the propaganda that you are an agency or a party that is for your people and silencing those who have a voice to be heard. And that is the reason why we have so much victimization and young people who do not want to enter politics because they're being fairly untreated. And it's like you're using youth as tokenism to validate that you are doing something when it's menial work that you are doing. And we forget the United Workers' Party had the same thing with the St. Lucia Development Bank when they were doing their development plans for the young people. Yes, it was a little more strenuous, but you had a lot more money and a lot more opportunities because you had a government that was backing you. It's like giving them $5,000, not in cash, but in appliances, and even that is not sufficient in starting a business. So I had to come and say this because I said it in my speech before Ms. Popo spoke on Sunday, and again, I'm Joshua Hara. I spoke before her. I said, give a man a fish, he will eat for the day. Teach a man how to fish, and he will eat for a lifetime.
Exactly.
Give a youth $5,000, and they will have that in the moment. Teach them how to earn it every single month, and they will be sustainable for a lifetime. We are building a generational wealth, not an instant paycheck. And that's my contribution, Tim. That's what I have to say.
Thank you so much. Via WhatsApp, somebody's asking, Tim, what business is she into? What kind of business are you into?
I'm into a multi-service business. So from me being a certified chef, mixologist, I also do managing of brands. For example, music, into the music industry. I also manufacture gourmet sauces. I manufacture hair oils, shampoo, conditioner, soap, body scrubs, body butters, and the list goes on. There's a vast variety of stuff that I am into. And for me to see that the Labour Party is actually bashing when I'm actually in the process of working on a project that I'm supposed to now partner with agencies and ministries and ministers to benefit over 180 young persons of this country who have already reached out to international bodies who have committed to actually join in on this program. Now it makes me wonder, do I even want to go through with it? And how is it going to be accepted? Will we hear a continuous no because of my political affiliation and they're not looking at the benefit of, one, showing the talent that the youth have to offer, and not in only entrepreneurship, but the various sectors. Two, that it's actually free branding for St. Lucia, because you have several small businesses and large businesses who actually need the coverage. And 3, in terms of the tourism that it's going to bring into the country. 4, in terms of highlighting the uniqueness of stuff that is only grown in St. Lucia, for example, red yams and so forth. So now it makes me now sit back and analyze, do I want to hold back on this? Do I want to seek international funding completely to ensure that those 180 young persons don't get victimized and intimidated if they don't support the St. Lucia Labour Party? Because if that is how y'all... I remember the last election when I was continuously asked to come over to the other side. So you're trying to tell me, if I came to the St. Lucia Labour Party and I disagreed with y'all, that is how y'all would have treated me? No, Natoya doesn't do that. And if y'all want to find out about Natoya, go ahead and contact the United Workers' Party. And they will tell you, if Natoya disagrees with something, she will stand up. She does not care about party first. She cares about country first. And I want y'all to hear that carefully. I care about country first and not party first. So continue, like I said earlier, continue to slander Natoya while Natoya continues to speak out for what is right.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, some more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and my discussion with Natoya.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Blue Select is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucidac is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucidac's EV stations. Lucidac electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
St. Lucia, it's time to celebrate 46 years of independence with a big deal from KFC. Introducing the KFC Independence Big Box, packed with all your favorites for just $46. You get 5 delicious undipped wings with 1 sauce, 1 zinger or big crunch sandwich, 2 pieces of chicken, 2 regular fries, and 2 refreshing 16-ounce sodas. Perfect for sharing or keeping all to yourself, because independence is all about choice. But hurry, this big deal is only available from February 1st to February 28th. Get your Independence Big Box today, only at KFC. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Bermuda is online. WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
3 times journalist of the year. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Timothy Poleon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
And the world's #1 journalist, Miss Lisa Joseph. Good afternoon to you, madam. Latoya.
Hi.
Madam Latoya.
Hi, sir.
When I commend you on the job that you are doing, I still have a problem.
What's the problem, sir?
And the problem I have, sir, madam, is that when you guys y'all guys know who are the culprits doing this and that to y'all, and y'all don't like to call their names. Y'all ain't doing anything if y'all don't call their names. They will just continue. You gotta put those guys' names on the radio. Put them out there. Put them out there. You got to do that.
Caller.
Because if you don't, they will continue doing it over and over and over all the time.
Caller.
They will.
Caller, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I have been. The last threat was we will release the clip of your testimony that you received mentorship and you were given praises to the youth economy. I would love the clip to be released. And when the clip is released, then I'm going to start calling names. Because it will clearly show that confidentiality is not a priority with the St. Lucia Labour Party within the agencies that they have created. So then all gloves will be off. So I welcome them to continue to release confidential information.
Because what I realize in St. Lucians, especially members, supporters of the Flabo or UWP, they're like, oh, I know this, but I'm not calling names. I know that, but I'm not calling names. The SFP Moguls gang, John B. Government, and the supporters, they call names. They don't hesitate. They don't hesitate. Let me tell you something, Ms. Lotoya. Once I gave the Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, he wasn't Prime Minister at the time, he was Minister of Tourism, an idea on Brian Lara. He told me put it in writing, I put it in writing. He never got back to me. And one day I was back home, and I told a friend of mine, you know something? Come with me, follow me. Let's go, I got to see that man Pierre. When I went to the office, my boy was with me. You know what Pierre said to me? I said that to the radio already before, but St. Lucians didn't listen to me. Oh, this guy walking here pretending he's Brian Lara friend. Pretending that he's Brian Lara friend. When Brian Lara and I just curse one another, we eat from the same plate, I go to his house, everything I do.
Okay,
but
Bermuda,
you don't answer him?
It's not about you today. It's about
No, I know. I just joined a reference. I joined a reference. Do not hide back nothing. Do not hide back nothing. Call the names. Call their names, madam. People, all the governments not the same. What has Alan Shasta, the great Sir Alan Michael Shasta, done to St. Lucians? The great man Sir Alan Michael Shasta has done nothing wrong to St. Lucians but good. And if he's guilty of that, well, I could go with that. Because St. Lucians don't deserve any good. Okay? You can't point the finger and say Alan Shasta do this and Alan Shasta do that, or great Sir John Compton. Not even Kenny Anthony to a youngster. Not even Kenny Anthony as bad as he was. Kenny Anthony had done that or done this to a youngster. Not that I'd heard of. Or Von Lewis. That Mongoose gang government is just deplorable. They're horrible. They're the worst government on the planet. And do not hide back nothing. Let the world know what they're doing. If you have the right to honesty, let's not do that. Let the Caribbean, let the world know. Don't let them hide those guys under a rock. I'm always ready to expose them. I'm always ready to expose them, believe me. But you're doing a great job. Keep it up, okay? And guess what? The longer you stay on the show, the more beautiful you're getting. You're a very attractive lady.
Thank you very much, caller.
Oh boy, Bermuda, taking every opportunity, right? Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. A call on the landline. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim. How are you?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Oh, I see. Boy, last week and this week you've got young, outstanding young people coming through your program, and I think this is so significant because, as Latoya said, we live in a democracy. And as parents, what we do is teach our children to stand up, to speak up on issues related to issues of significance, to them. And I think what Latoya has done, what Roche has done in the last week, demonstrates to our entire society, particularly the young people, that they can stand up. And you can see how the system, works against them when they try to do that. And what we want government to do is to facilitate young people and to ensure that when they express critically what is happening in the society, that it is addressed. And in the case of Latoya, she critically has assessed this program that needs to be looked at. Taxpayers' monies are being used to facilitate that program.
Correct.
And so as a citizen paying tax, I would love to know that it's being run properly and not just anyhow. And I think the assessment she's given is so apt. One can only take the advice that she's given or the suggestions that she's given for the enhancement of the program.
Correct.
But to try to make it look like the money belongs to Mr. Pierre and it's all political, it's unfair.
Exactly.
Because in our society is about producing the best of us. And if you have the best of us coming out and they're saying that these are the issues that need to be addressed, why not address it? Why try to taint her? I support her, I stand with her in much the same way that I stand with Bushcraft, on the issues. And as a society, I think we can do better, Tim. But thank you so much for the opportunity that your show is given to the public to see, listen, and learn and hear and feel for themselves what young people are going through in the society. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you so much. We have another call via WhatsApp this time. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon to Trudy
and
Latoya.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm calling from Swazelle, home country. It's good you're up there, Trudy, standing up strong against the intimidation of the goon Labour Party. I've learned a few words from our brother Bermuda. But anyway, Tim, I understand that we elect governments or we remove governments because the government we replace one with is supposedly should do better than the one that was there before it. Do you agree with me or am I making sense?
Yeah, I agree with you, yes.
Okay. So normally we would look at what the government did, the past government did, and how this or the present government is performing. And sometimes, I cringe when I hear the excuses made by some people, normally the apologists of the government in power, or the government in office rather, that they say all governments are the same, you're the same. And really, this is an excuse to sort of to exonerate the government for mediocrity, for its lack of performance. Okay? And we can look at so many things in this country where this government has failed. It has done worse than the government that was there before it. I remember there was a guy called the President of the United States called Ronald Reagan, who would ask the people, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago or 5 years ago? And St. Lucians need to start asking themselves this question. I listened to the minister and the tourism officials and the apologists of the Labour Party jump up in the air. They went to the top of the pitons to say that we have now surpassed our arrival numbers, our tourism arrival numbers. 2019. Now, Tim, 2019 was 5 years ago. What happened since 2019? We've had COVID in the year 2020, and it stretched into 2021, and probably we were still affected by COVID in 2022. But what we must remember is St. Lucia was one of the first countries in the world to reopen its borders to visitors. So tourism, the tourism market in St. Lucia was reopened in July 2020. I'd like some St. Lucians to remember that under, with sort of very limited conditions. But Tim, in that period of time, there are over 14 destinations in the Caribbean that have surpassed their tourism numbers as far back as 2022. As far back as 2022, there were 7 Caribbean destinations that surpassed the 2019 numbers, arrival numbers. St. Lucia was not one of them. Today, we come in around number 18 out of just around 30 destinations. We are below average, Tim. If you went to school, when we go to school, we've all went to school, most of us, and then there is a placement. They place you as to what number you can depend on your average. And St. Lucia is number 18 of 30, and we're jumping up. We are below the average. We're below the mean, and we're jumping up. We're being made to believe that we're doing so well. But Tim, there was a report on another...
Okay, caller, I think you're straying. You're straying because we have a guest in studio. Let's deal with an issue pertaining to the guest.
I am coming to the guest.
Yeah.
Because she's in tourism.
Time is against you.
So
go on.
What I'm saying is, it depends on tourism arrivals to survive, for her business to survive. And Tim, the tourism arrivals, we had 7 ships visited St. Lucia one of these days. I think it was Friday. The government boasted about it. There were taxi drivers, many of them who did not have a trip. So where did these people go? Can they come to vendors like Miss Popo? Where the sites, the attractions, the taxi drivers who were benefiting? So when we talk about all these numbers and these programs, especially the programs where they've made the youth believe that the youth economy, the number of people who are benefiting from it, it doesn't mean giving people $5,000 to buy their silence. To buy their silence is economic growth. What it is, these are attempts to buy the political allegiance of the young people of St. Lucia. That is what this youth economy agency is about. That is why when somebody like Natoya Popo spoke out about what's happening in this country, she has been reprimanded and intimidated because she's supposed to shut up because she got a little token from the government of St. Lucia. That's what it's about, Tim. It's not about growth. It's not about economic development. It's not about youth empowerment. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take a final call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, team.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon to Latoya.
Good afternoon.
Latoya,
Hi.
it's Auntie J here. My girl, stand strong. Everybody has said a lot of things. You've gotten a lot of calls. A lot of people have said a whole lot of things. So I'm not even going to repeat. All I'm going to say to you and to the young people and to the women that are listening on, that in this country, we see the pattern, we see the way, the trajectory of what's going on. And I want to say to you and to other young people, I want to give you all that assurance, the young people, the women, the other people who want to stand up and speak up in this country. This is our birthright.
Correct.
This is our country. This is our future. This is I am as an aging person, want a country that I can retire in at ease without suffering. I want this country, because I have young sons, that is a country that young people can see their way, can be proud of their country, can make contributions in their country. without being victimized, without being crushed, without people trying to make them feel that they don't have a right to speak in this country. I will stand and fight for the democracy that our forefathers have stood up for. I want to let you know, Latoya, and all the other women who are thinking of standing up, who have stood up, who are continuing to speak, that we, the women of Flobo, will stand with them. We will stand behind them. We will make our voices known. We want you, the young people, and the women to know, do not be afraid. Do not be intimidated. Do not allow victimizations and mepui and all these things. Everything happens and it passes. Everything goes away after a time. Never fear. And those, I want to give a warning to the hacks, to let them know that this new Flobo have decided that they will take up a leaf from the Labour Party book. They are going to fight fire with fire, even if we say ignore, they don't care. They are becoming proficient in the social media and AI. They find you even if you have a fake profile, and they will give you back much more than you give. So you don't be afraid. You stand up and speak out, my dear. We are standing with you. Thank you, Tim.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Final comments in just a moment, but first we have our NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads: the World Health Organization launches plan for free child cancer medicines in low-income countries. World Health Organization launches plan for free child cancer medicines in low-income countries. Our NewsSpin news of the day. And finally, the final comments from you, Latoya Popo.
All right, Tim. So while you're listening to callers, I'm reading all the messages. And I will say to the Labour Party operatives, you've threatened me, you've threatened each and every other young person in this country. You tell me that I will receive politician treatment, then every other young person in this country is receiving politician treatment. Because what you'll have done from last night into today is politician treatment. When somebody's contesting a seat, that's what you'll do. You'll go and you'll slander them and you'll do the research and you'll leak documents, etc. So to tell me that, it is still not intimidating me. It is telling me that I was right in each and every angle of my speech on Sunday. So continue the fight. Continue to doctor your videos however you'll please. But the fact still remains that I'm still awaiting the answers. Where is the infrastructure for the athletes? How do we sustain what is currently being done? How is it going to propel our youth to success? Because let's face it, $5,000 is insufficient. I am not, nowhere am I saying that I was not appreciative. Okay? Nowhere did I mention the youth economy in my speech. But it has been tarnished all over social media. Okay? Let's try to support our youth and empower our youth to stand up for what's right. Not shy away and tell them that you're supposed to keep quiet because I give you something, or because I assisted you, or because I guided you. That is not the way. And a bit of advice, the world is watching. The world is watching. This is not only St. Lucia viewing this. The world is watching. Tread carefully. The world is watching. I, Latoya Popo, is not intimidated. I will not be silenced. So continue to try to intimidate me, and I will continue to speak out. I do have more questions, but that's for another broadcast.
Thank you so much for being my guest on this afternoon's NewsSpin program, Latoya Popo.
Thanks
to
a lot,
you,
Tim.
as always, welcome, ma'am. To you, as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for calling via your WhatsApp calls, and of course, your discussions in the chat room. Don't forget to continue to click on the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.